Hey friends, welcome to The Last 50. My name is Mary, and this is me chronicling my journey to lose my last 50 pounds. If you haven't already, please consider liking this video. And if you know anybody or if you're interested in content that focuses on losing a lot of weight, strength training, the realities of weight loss after 40, after kids, etc., please consider like and subscribing and sharing this channel with everybody. So hey guys, it's been a hot minute. It's been a while, huh? So, there's a lot I want to talk about today, and I'm going to try to do it as quickly and as condensed as possible so I don't have a 30-minute video. Stick around to the end for the details of my 200 subscriber giveaway. I will give all that information out at the end. So if you are just here for that, go skip to the end of the video. Otherwise, we need to talk. So September was kind of a bust in terms of content because I decided to take myself off of YouTube for as much as possible, just to kind of get my head straight and figure out what it is that I want to be doing with my channel. I don't want to be a hypercritical, negative kind of vibe channel. That's not what I'm here for. I want to be positive. I want to be helpful. I want to be motivating. And I just want to be honest and transparent about my journey. So I needed to get my head space a little bit fixed and deal with kind of like some issues that I was having with social media. And after doing a lot of thinking and a lot of like tweaking of my social media accounts and stuff like that, I have to say I'm much happier now than I was a month ago. So yes, very good, in a good space. So that being said, I'm sorry that September was kind of a bust, but we just pressed forward and here we are in the first week of October. So before I get started on my topic, I just want to say two things. One, I am not directing this towards anybody, any channel, any people, anything. This is just my feelings and observations about what I see going on everywhere, not just social media, even in the outside regular kind of media, in the regular world, everywhere. It's not directed towards you. If you feel like it is, that's not my intention. I apologize if you do, but know that this really is just a general, broad kind of commentary. It's not specific to anybody or anything or any place. And two, I think we need to establish, or I need to just put out there, that I have a firm belief that there's a very big difference between folks who are on a weight loss journey who need to lose 100, 200, 300 pounds, maybe more, depending, versus those who are looking to lose like 10, 20, or 30 pounds. It's a huge difference, I think. The approaches are different. Physiologically, your bodies are different. Mentally and emotionally, your headspace is different. What's going to work for one side is absolutely not going to work for another, and vice versa. Your attitudes towards your weight loss are much different. It's just not a similar situation. So I just want to, in my feeling, it's not a similar situation. So I just want to throw that out there. So if we talk about some stuff in this video, just keep that in mind, that I'm looking at it from a viewpoint of somebody who's lost 200 pounds, 200 plus pounds, over 250 pounds, and my journey is very different and has been very different from people who are losing 20 pounds or have to lose 30 pounds. Even now, while I'm on my journey to lose my last 50 or 60 pounds, it's still different than those who are have to lose considerably less weight. And it's kind of in this middle ground between like really having to lose a ton of weight versus having to lose a little bit of weight. So that's my point of view. That being said, part of what I was thinking about during like my little time off, or my little time of thinking, is I looked at kind of what was out there and what we are seeing in like the social media landscape, in regular media, etc. And I've come to this conclusion that I am pretty much no longer really going to be focusing attention or paying attention or viewing weight loss channels. I just feel like it's not helpful to me. to me. And I'm not entirely sure, in conversations I've had with other people, it doesn't seem like it's very helpful to other people as well. And I'll explain in a minute. I'm going to be focusing most of my attention on YouTube and social media, but as a viewer and subscriber, to fitness channels. There are many, many fitness channels out there that are fat positive, that are fat friendly, that are designed to help people with all sorts of beginner body types, all sorts of fitness levels, all sorts of strength levels, all sorts of experience. And I will list a bunch of those below in the description. But really, I'm definitely more interested at this point in watching people who have either completed a journey and are fit and are trying to help other people, or who are just generally fit people who are just out there wanting to help other people obtain a level of fitness that makes them happy with themselves. And I'm going to explain why. I feel like lately, and when I say lately, probably like the last 6 months or so, maybe longer, definitely since I've been really kind of seriously coming back to YouTube and doing stuff. And this kind of contributes to why I had to get my head straight, because I think I was getting irrationally upset about some of it. I think that as a weight loss channel side, I think that if you're somebody who, like me, has to drop 250 plus pounds, and you're starting your journey or you're midway into your journey, and you still have like over 100 pounds to lose, that watching a lot of and even the popular weight loss channels, the ones that we deem non-problematic or that are very upbeat and positive and we like and are entertaining, and I totally think that there are people out there who are very entertaining, and I subscribe to them and I like watching them, but I look at it definitely as entertainment. I don't look at it as informative in a lot of ways. I think the problem with why I see it that way is because the weight loss seems to go so slowly. You're seeing a lot of people who are losing 2-3 pounds a month, and these are people who need to lose 200 plus pounds or 100 plus pounds, and it's just the weight loss is extraordinarily slow. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm really not. But I feel like we've normalized that that's kind of the acceptable rate. And it's really not. If you're somebody who has a considerable amount of weight to lose, you should be looking at anywhere from 6 to 8, possibly 10 if you're, and more than that if you're a male, weight loss a month, if you're sticking to your diet and physical exercise routine. And that's where my big problem comes in. A lot of weight loss channels are, popular, and they're doing a lot of stuff for the views, and I get it, and it's entertaining, and I even think it's funny and fun to watch. But a lot of it is, I'm trying intermittent fasting for this week or this month, and then next month I'm going to try 1 meal a day, and then I'm going to do like X person's workout for a week or a month and see how that goes, or I'm going to do run for a month and I'm going to see what that run for 30 days and see how that works, or I'm going to lift weights for 30 days and see what that is. And I get it, and I actually kind of appreciate some of that, because I like to see what kind of results people get. But the result that really ends up actually happening is that the weight loss is very slow. And if that's okay with people, that's fine. And if that's what you want to do, go for it. My feeling is, like, if you're really, really motivated and feel like you really want to get weight off, like if you're where I was when I was, over 400 pounds, and I felt desperate and I wanted to get this weight off of me, and I wanted to do something with results, and I wanted to see results, and I wanted to start feeling better, not in a year. I wanted to start feeling better in 10 weeks, 6 months. Then, the only real answer I have to that is you need to figure out what you want to do and then commit to it. And that's kind of my biggest criticism with a lot of weight loss channels is that there seems to be a lack of commitment, whether it be to a diet and eating plan, or if it's to a exercise, physical, moving fitness plan. There's just not, doesn't seem to be any consistency. And that's anything, if you come away with anything from me, my biggest take home is commitment and consistency are the only real way you're going to ever see weight loss happen, because it's a thing that has to happen every single day with every single meal. You have to be committed to wanting this for yourself. And yes, we can have cheat days, we can have cheat meals, we can have rest days, we must have rest days, but it's got to be something where we're committed fully to doing this, and we're not kind of floundering or going back and forth between what we want to do and how we're going to eat. And when you start doing different kinds of diets and you switch from one to another, you're screwing up your metabolism, and it's going to mess up your weight loss. So, and I get trying to figure out how you want to do it, but once you find something you like, stick to it. I mean, I can understand if you're going to take a couple of months and try to say, I'm going to try weightlifting, I'm going to try cardio, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then you finally find something that you really, really like and you stick to it. And let me tell you the God's honest truth here, people. When I started working out, I just went straight for boot camp. I did HIIT training. And yeah, I enjoyed it, but I also hated it to a point because I hate cardio. I hate cardio. I do it begrudgingly because I like to get my body moving, but I hate cardio. And it was through HIIT training that I discovered strength training and weightlifting. And that is my true love. I love it. And that's what I've been committed to doing for the past 2.5 to 3 years. So it took me committing to something that I wasn't entirely excited and thrilled about, but I saw results from me doing it on a committed basis and a consistent basis, that it led me to something else that I liked. If you're a CrossFitter, if you like that, great. If you're somebody who likes to if you like to bike, if you like to hike, whatever it is, just stick with it and keep it up and keep challenging yourself and keep moving. That's the biggest problem, is that when we stop or we're kind of wavering on what we want to do and we kind of fall into a rut that we are not enjoying it, or we just stopped and we get bored, it's very easy to get into a rut of inactivity. If you ask any person who's had an illness or an injury, who used to be extraordinarily active and then had to take time off, they will tell you this. And I speak from my own experience of having recoveries from surgeries where I was off, out of commission for months and then had to get back in, and getting back in really is hard because you get really used to doing nothing. And it takes a lot of willpower and effort to pick yourself up and say, I'm going to start again. It takes time. So, you want to find something you enjoy doing, that you don't fall into that trap of, I hate it, so I'm not going to do it. And then you don't do anything for a while. The other part of it, and I know if you've watched any of my videos before, you've heard me say this a million times, but it's 90% food choice, 10% exercise. You cannot outrun, outbike, outlift a bad diet. It's not going to happen. What ends up going in your mouth will eventually show up on the scale later on. So, everybody thinks that the working out part is the hard part. That's the easy part. The hard part is the food. The hard part is committing to a meal plan that's not exciting, but is what you need to do to accomplish your goals. The hard part is figuring out what the best kind of eating is, what you want to do is for you and for what your goals are, and to stick with that. So I firmly believe that pairing up with a nutritionist or dietitian and figuring out what kind of calorie deficit you want to be in, what kind of eating is best for you and your lifestyle, your health situation and status, and then committing to that and going forward and seeing the results. And I always say to people, commit to something for 6 weeks. See how it goes. If you see positive changes, then keep going. If you don't, and you feel like you've followed all directions, you've stuck to it, and you're seeing negative, you're not getting the results you want, then tweak it. But if you haven't seen the results you want, make sure you go back and think about what's going on. Are you cheating? Are you not being as active as you should be? Every little thing, every Starbucks drink that you have adds up, and at the end of the month you're going to see it on your scale. So be honest with yourself. Log your food if you have to. I had no idea how much I was eating until I started logging my food for serious, like 3.5, 4 years ago, and whoa, was it eye-opening. Very, very eye-opening. Be honest about your calories and what you're doing. That is the only thing that's going to really show you what's actually happening, what you're actually doing. And this falls back to a bigger point, which is you need to be honest with yourself about what's going on. You want to lose a tremendous amount of weight. It requires a tremendous amount of honesty with yourself. Whether that means going into someone to see a therapist and kind of figuring out how you got there, why you're using food the way you are, why you're overeating, why you're not eating, why you're making bad food decisions, whether that means really logging that food religiously and then taking a look at it and having that come to Jesus with yourself when you see that maybe you kind of like cheated and you need to stop certain habits or certain things that you didn't think were really going to affect it, but then at the end you see it does. And the same with exercise. Are you really doing what you want to be doing? Are you really putting in that 35 minutes? Are you really getting your heart rate up? Are you getting a good workout from what you're doing? I am one of those people that believes that all movement is good movement if you're doing it. But yes, there's a difference between movement that, is leisurely versus movement that is, aerobic and gets your blood pumping and your heart rate up and makes you feel like you're challenging yourself. So, make sure you see the difference in that as well. And again, I'm speaking from I need to lose 250 plus pounds perspective, because when you're in that situation, and as I speak from experience, it's a situation where you're going to probably have some health issues. You're probably not going to be enjoying the way you're physically feeling, and it's probably impeding your enjoyment of your life in some aspect. And you really need to fix this and get it started and get it going so that you can feel better about everything that's going on. Your attitude will change, your emotional state will change, your body will feel different, you'll look differently. It's not just about dropping the weight, it's also about your health. It's about feeling comfortable in your own body, which was a huge thing for me and still is a huge thing for me. It's just something that, if you're at that point, you have to be realistic and honest with yourself that's probably a crisis point for you. And that's how I felt. I felt like when I was over 420 pounds, I was like, this is a crisis. I need to step in and do something really serious. And some people, that's pursuing weight loss surgery. And other people, what route I took was, I'm going to try to diet and exercise and really kind of come down on what I'm eating and try to up my physical movement to see what happens. And it took some time. It's not easy. There's a lot of failure. Weight loss is not a straight line. It's like a squiggly all over the place kind of line. That the most important thing in that squiggly all over the place line is that you pick yourself back up every day and you try and push yourself forward. You don't get stuck in the rut of, this isn't working, so I'm not going to do it and I'm just going to give up. It's being committed and being consistent in what you're doing. And I just feel like that message gets lost with a lot of folks that are putting their journeys out there. And I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying, let's be honest. Let's talk about that. This is a real commitment and a real lifestyle change. I hate that term, lifestyle change, but it's accurate, but it's so played out. But yeah, it's a real commitment. You're committing yourself to improving yourself. And if you want to see results, you have to put the work in. And nobody likes hearing that because everybody wants the magic pill. Look, if there was a magic pill, I would have took it already. Trust me. Trust me. Um, I like what I do. I like working out, but there are days where I just don't want to at all, and I have to force myself, and I hate every minute of it, and every minute is torture because I don't want to be there and I don't want to do it. But at the end of that, I usually feel better that I've done it, and I reluctantly say, yeah, okay, felt good. But that's the hard part, the getting up every day and recommitting to yourself, the eating the food that you're not very excited about, but at the same time it's going to help you reach that goal. And as you drop weight and get to a point where you are not looking at losing 200 pounds, maybe you're looking at losing 100 pounds now or 80 pounds, the food situation improves, it gets better. But this again is why I say work with a nutritionist or dietitian and help you kind of make these changes and help you make the transition into a calorie deficit that you can actually enjoy and is not going to screw you up because you hate it so much that you're just going to not follow it, or you're going to overeat, or whatever it is. Not going to trigger something in you that's going to sabotage your progress. So I guess that's really kind of what I wanted to say. I wanted to just come out, and after my kind of couple of weeks of looking at things and thinking about things, is that I've kind of given up, or not given up, but I've kind of just pulled myself out of the weight loss kind of genre, or like subscribing to and watching a lot of it, because I found that it's just kind of, in some ways it's very frustrating to watch to me, because I see people who are doing so many good things and then do something and screw it up, but then they stay on the screw up path. It's hard. They're human, and I get it, but it's very frustrating to me. And I take my weight loss extremely seriously. That's not to say that I haven't screwed up. It's not to say that I don't mess up. I do, but I take it very seriously. This is probably, after my family, is probably the most important thing that I'm doing in my life right now, is my health and my physical well-being, and making sure that I never go back to being somebody who doesn't fit into seats and can't walk without having to stop, and heaving and not being able to breathe by going up a flight of steps. Plus, I'm 46 now, or 45 now. No, 44, excuse me. Wow. Today's my mom's birthday. And so I'm thinking about all these numbers, and it's totally screwing me up. So I'm 44 now, and my body is changing, and I'm getting older, and I need to be able to do things and keep my body fit so that I can run after 2 young kids and also be here and do the things I need to do. Not as strong as I was 10 years ago, not as healthy, or I'm probably healthier now than I was in my 20s, but time does take a toll, and I want to do everything. I'm not growing old gracefully, guys. Sorry, ain't gonna happen. Like I said, I'm in the best shape I've ever been in now in my life, so I'm just gonna keep going forward, and I'm not going out without a fight. And I strongly encourage everybody else too. And I want it to be something that's enjoyable, which is why I want to share a lot of that with y'all. I've gotten some great comments from people who have just kept me going and kept my spirits up. I've gotten some great questions from people looking for advice, and I'm so happy to help y'all with whatever you need. So I just wanted to come out here and be like, I'm recommitting to the fitness side of this. I'm not going to really be talking a lot about the weight loss side in terms of what other people are doing, what the popular thing is. I want to talk about things that are working for me, things that I'm doing. I'm definitely going to keep up with showing you exercises. I have some content planned out for that. I have somebody requested stability ball workout. I finally got one to replace the one that my kids broke. So that's coming. I'm going to have a beginner weightlifting kind of, I've never started weightlifting before, help something coming up. Again, I will always just share clips on Twitter and sometimes here and on Facebook of just workouts I'm doing. But that's what I want to do. I want to be there to help motivate y'all and show you that I'm putting in the work as well. I'll show you what I'm eating in a day. I'll share some food stuff with you. I'll share tips and tricks. We'll talk about things. I'll come on and talk about when things are sucking, like I have been, especially since this online school thing has started. Don't even get me started. That's another video. But that's who I want to be for you. And if that sounds good to you, then I'm happy to have you. And let's just enjoy this ride. I want this to be enjoyable. I don't want people to walk away from this being frustrated or feeling like, exasperated by anything. So please, always, like I say, leave me comments. You can get me on Instagram. You can get me on Facebook. You can get me on Twitter. You can leave me comments here. I read everything. I try to respond to everybody. I do respond to everybody. I like my small, I have my small 200 plus group, and I'm liking it because I can really interact with y'all. So what I want to know is what you want. So this is tying into now the giveaway for the 200 subscribers. I haven't forgotten about that. I just needed to think about it for a minute. So here we go with the details. So on this video, or you can leave me a tweet, or you can tweet me, you can Instagram DM me, you can DM me on Twitter, you can hit me up on Facebook, but you also can be here. Probably here's best. Leave me a comment about what you want. What do you want to see more of? What doesn't work for you? What don't you want to see? What do you like to see? What kind of content do you enjoy? What things do you want help with? Any kind of feedback about content that is going to be positive and helpful to you. And everybody who leaves me comments or DMs me or whatever will be entered into getting my giveaway, which is going to be a three sets of bands, so that you can do a whole host of full body workout from home. You have to be willing to let me have your address, because I'm going to mail directly from Amazon to you. So if you're okay with sharing your address with me and you want to leave me feedback, then you're entered into the giveaway. So that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much to everybody who's been with me and stuck it out with my little absence. I know that I was kind of in a bad headspace, and I'm kind of trying to pull myself out of it. I think I have, and I'm trying to just be very positive. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I've kind of had a little bit of a sadness, depression going. A lot of it has to do with the online school situation and me feeling like I'm failing my children, which is my thing. It's a me problem that I'm dealing with. And I really want this space online here that I'm preparing for you to be the positive and happy place where I get to share and help and motivate y'all. So let me know how I can do that better. And if you do, you'll be entered into the giveaway contest. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Have a great week. I hope you all are doing well. Bye.